Hey there, I'm Dr. Teri Fisher, one part physician, one part voice enthusiast, one big part Canadian, and one small part of our community, Northern Voice. Together, let's explore how voice technology is transforming our lives north of the border. Let's talk voice. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Voice in Canada podcast, being live streamed on lots of different social channels. And I have a really special guest today. We haven't spoken about this topic yet, really in any depth on our podcast. And I'm super excited to speak about voice technology and really housing and what can be done as we look forward to the future. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our special guest and allow you to introduce yourself to everyone here. So welcome.
Sure. Thank you, Teri. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. So I founded a company called Acro Developments. I'm president and CEO. We're a real estate development company for almost 30 years now in Western Canada. I also run a venture capital fund, Acro Ventures, and involved in technology companies for the last 25 years. So brief background, I grew up in Calgary. I'm an engineer, went to MBA school at UBC, moved out there and started with a real estate developer in Vancouver, Joe Siegel, Kingswood Capital, who you may know, and ran his real estate development. So we did a lot of projects, everything from multifamily to commercial to residential to Whistler. And so great experience on the real estate development side. I subsequently left to start my own company. It was named Pacific Century in Vancouver. And of course, there's no Pacific in Calgary. So when I moved back, I rebranded recently to Acro Group. But I lived in Vancouver almost 25 years, loved it. I still have lots of friends and investments out there. And I got involved in the tech side quite early, started investing in technology companies in the early 90s, mid 90s. I founded a company called Storage Flow. It was a data storage company. I took it public in Vancouver and we sold it to the Seattle company. And then just, one thing led to another, slowly built up our portfolio and ended up meeting a lot of the Silicon Valley guys. And we built a great relationship with Amazon in the mid 90s. So that's a brief background a little bit.
That's great. That's great. I love the connection to Vancouver because as listeners will probably know, that's where I am. I'm in Vancouver. So
absolutely great.
Just before we went online, we talked about areas of Vancouver. So that's lots of fun. Lots of fun. Right. So let me give a little backstory here. So the way I became aware of what you're doing is, as the listeners will know, I tend to monitor what's coming up or what's happening in the news when it comes to voice technology and particularly in Canada, given the topic that I'm covering. And I came across a project called the Sola Project, and I was very intrigued by it because it mentioned, of course, Amazon Alexa and how this was going to be a very futuristic, if I can put it that way, technologically advanced development. And I spoke about it on the flash briefing. And I was so pleased when you reached out and said, hey, have we heard this? And we'd love to talk more about it. So here we are. I'm really excited about this. I'd love for you to share a little bit about the origin of this project, what the Sola Project is, and tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, that'd be great. So Sola is a project in Calgary. It's a major project. And fortunately, we're humbled. It's widely recognized now as Canada's most tech innovative new tower. So we announced a partnership with Amazon about 4 months ago. It's first of its kind in Canada. And briefly about the project, it's a 172 unit luxury condo building, a 9-story building above a commercial podium, which Acro Developments will own and manage. Every single unit will be Alexa enabled. And so what does that mean? It means that you'll be able to obviously order online, open the door when you're not home, watch the delivery, open the front door, unlock it. He can come in, you can watch him place a package in your condo. He can walk out, you can lock the door. Everything's by voice, everything's remotely. And, we really believe technology is changing so fast, as you know, Teri. And in real estate, there's been, frankly, very little innovation done in real estate. So my background's real estate and my background's also tech. So we really wanted to combine the two. And there's very few developers doing that, frankly, in North America. I've had a long relationship with Amazon for years. I mean, they've got over 3,000 people in their Alexa division now in Seattle, as you know, and we've been talking about how to do it for quite a while, actually. And we've decided to launch every single project that Acro is going to do going forward with our partners at Amazon. And so we have some sites in Vancouver we're looking at, further sites in Calgary. And it's really the future, as you said. It's really the young demographic. I believe absolutely everything is controlled by your smartphone and your voice, and I think voice will get far more innovative. It's still very early days, as you know, even in the voice technology. And one of the main things that we need is high speeds internet. So we've also got gigabit Ethernet coming into SOLA. It's the fastest internet in Western Canada. So it's about 15 to 18 times faster than the highest speed today. And so why is that important? It just allows a whole bunch of rich cloud hosted services to be available to residents, to consumers. And, we believe that's what consumers want. That's what they're going to demand. And I think if you don't offer these things in 5 years, 10 years, you'll actually be left behind. So, the traditional real estate developers, they may change a door handle or a light switch or finishing, but, we're really taking technology to the real estate in a big, big way. So yeah, we're excited about it. We've had record interest and thanks for reaching out.
That's fantastic. I'd love to get a little more sort of details about how this is actually set up. So like I'm imagining like if I'm a buyer, let's say, and I walk into this development, to this suite that I'm potentially interested in buying, like what am I going to see? Am I going to see like the Alexa Echo devices placed around the suite?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So it's a luxury building, it's got, first of all, very high-end finishes, of course, and all the amenities and fitness room, et cetera, inside the suite. So we actually have a SOLA intelligent hub that we built into a closet. So literally right beside the washer dryer, you won't even notice it. Right now, you've got electrical power panel in most condos. So beside the power panel, hidden in a closet, we're going to have an intelligent hub. And so in that hub will be the high-speed gigabit Ethernet connection. We'll have our own private box, which allows Alexa throughout the condo. And in that, we'll have obviously the Wi-Fi, high-speed, the hub unit. You'll have various devices throughout the unit, depending on the consumer. So we offer at SOLA a base package, Teri, and that base package includes certain devices, certain plugs, smart plugs, et cetera, USB throughout the unit. In addition, we've got a luxury package, depending on which package the consumer wants to purchase. And the luxury package, you've got lamps, you've got lights, you've got music, you've got the Alexa devices. Amazon is also, as you know, announcing all kinds of other services. So I can't talk about all of them, but they'll be announcing other devices and services. And if you've got if you're a buyer at SOLA, Teri, you'll be able to participate in all of these features coming up. So stay tuned and get your checkbook out.
I was going to say, maybe this is a reason to move to Calgary.
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah. You know Kensington? You know the area? It's a really trendy area in the Northwest.
I actually don't know Calgary that well, but I've heard wonderful things about Calgary, except for there's now a rivalry because you stole all of the Vancouver Canuck players, but we won't get into that.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
That's great. So I was actually going to ask you, why did you choose Amazon Alexa over Google Assistant? But I think you've answered that. It sounds like you've had a long-standing relationship with Amazon and a good relationship with them.
We have. Yeah, we were. I was on the board of a company that was sold to Amazon in the late '90s, and so we built a great relationship with them. I was lucky enough to meet Jeff Bezos, and ever since then, we've just it's been a core holding of ours, and really admire what they've done. And they've got huge innovations coming. And there's so many other smart home devices, as you know. There's Apple, there's Google Home, there's Bixby, there's a number of other, and a lot of them don't communicate with each other. And Amazon is actually their vision of Alexa everywhere. As you know, we really believe in that. You can even customize your assistants now. There's going to be more and more APIs coming out which you can put into our units and our platform. So we're going very deep, and it's very exciting. You'll hear a lot more news about that.
So that's actually a really interesting point you just raised. And I don't know if you can speak much about this, but I think what you're getting at there is just recently I saw in the news that they said that you can create custom voice assistants leveraging the Alexa technology. So is that something that you're considering or looking into?
We're absolutely considering it, and we will be announcing something soon. So you'll be able to go in. Right now, you've got 3 or 4 wake words that they use, but you'll be able to customize those, put in your own APIs, have corporate and building features. You can customize it from the consumer side. You can customize it from the restaurants and services being delivered. So yeah, it's really early days, and there's so much innovation, and it just makes the user experience for the consumer way richer, right? So yeah, it's exciting. It is.
I'm imagining all these different use cases now. My mind starts racing when I hear these. When I get excited about this, and I think so. If you're living in a unit above a commercial area, potential integrations between, I need some groceries or that sort of thing. Tell me about that.
Well, that's exactly it. So that you hit it 100%. So if you're a resident at Sola, for example, and let's say your 5 favorite restaurants that you deliver all the time, you never have to call the restaurant again. You never have to use your phone. You just say, hey, Alexa, call so-and-so, and they know your order and they'll deliver it and they'll charge you. So everything's seamless. You never have to get your phone out even. So, I mean, voice is going to get, as more and more as part of our daily lives. And that really is sort of the best operating system right now.
Yeah, no, I love that. So, can you comment a little bit more about sort of the future of your properties? I know you're invested in this 100%, but what can we see in the future? Are there any things that are maybe aren't available yet, but things that you're considering, or just, a little bit sort of in the next couple of years?
Sure. So, having that gigabit Ethernet and having voice capability, I think you'll see things like, you may have a flight to the airport. Not only you can book a flight through voice. It'll know everything you need. It'll know your check-in. It'll know your frequent flyer. It'll book a cab when you need to go, and it'll just plug it into your calendar. So everything's going to get more and more integrated. You'll see things like, and this is coming with cloud-based services. You'll see, medical diagnostic over an Alexa device on a screen. So you'll have those kind of health-related. There's every single vertical you'll have innovation, and I think more and more will be done through voice real time. But you can't do that if you don't have the high speeds available in the first place, right? So yeah, we're really planning for the future. So it's really a great investment.
That's fantastic. One of the nice things about voice is, as you know, is there updates to the language models and the software, et cetera, is done on the fly, so nobody has to worry about that, which is fantastic. Right. What about the hardware device that goes into these suites, though? Because the hardware there's always new hardware coming out. So, what does a consumer do about that in these suites?
Yeah. So we provide a base hardware package, our Sola Tech Hub, and that includes. It's accelerating, as Moore's law is getting faster and faster. So we're providing a base hardware unit. We can't keep upgrading for the next 10 years. Once the owner buys, obviously they'll have to upgrade to get some of these services. But, we're in discussions now with a couple of the major telecommunications companies to bring in gigabit Ethernet right to the curb of the building. So, that'll allow you to upgrade. If you don't even have that, you can't even upgrade, right? So it's sort of, they've got to sort of proceed hand in hand to be able to get all these services together. So, and I think you'll see a lot more buildings both in Calgary, Vancouver, planning these things now. A couple of the sites we're looking at, they're very excited about it. So, yeah, stay tuned.
You'll have to keep me updated. Certainly, yeah, certainly be fun to update the listeners. Well, I know we're short of time here. I'd love for you to just take a moment and maybe just share some links or resources for the listeners, the viewers, to get in touch with you or check out these projects if they're interested.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. So the website for Sola is solacalgary.com. Our Twitter handle is @SolaCalgary. I'm on LinkedIn, and you can look up Acro as well. One other thing I'll mention, so we're also a longtime partner with Shopify. So we're the first site and development in North America that you can actually go to our website. You can select the units, pick all your finishes, your parking, storage locker, whatever you would like, pay a deposit, and actually complete that purchase online. Just like you're buying a pair of shoes, Terry. So and now you can buy a condo. So we're excited about that as well. And so the e-commerce capabilities will increase as well. So, but yeah, Sola Calgary is the main website.
Fantastic. Well, hey, thank you so much for spending some time with me and with the listeners and the viewers. This is really exciting stuff. Like I said, I haven't talked about this on the podcast before, so I'm really excited to be able to share this with all the listeners. And hey, congratulations and good luck with everything in the future here with everything you're doing.
Thanks so much. Look forward to doing it again. Thanks for having me, Terry.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.